True Capitalist Radio. I'm the badass of business and the prognosticator of prognosticators. Give CIA levels of assessments, predicting the future. The future. The future. It's time for True Capitalist Radio. Turn that shit up. It's time for True Capitalist Radio. Turn that shit up. Sparking synapses in the internet underground. Everyone knows who I am. The world is my chessboard and war is the tool of the game. Don't hate me, I'm just a messenger. Say what you want about me, but I speak the truth. The truth, the truth. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. It's time for True Capitalist Radio. Turn that shit up. It's time for True Capitalist Radio. Turn that shit up. Now get ready. True Capitalist Radio starts now. Right now. Fucking rocks. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Fucking punks.
What's going on, folks? And thank you very much for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost, and I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. This is episode number 739. Episode 739 for all the folks that are keeping track of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And before we get into anything else, I'd like to ask everybody to please spread this show across the internets and throughout the world. And let everybody you know, let them all know that the True Capitalist Radio broadcast is in effect and in the house. And we are live once again, episode 739. This is February 17, 2025. And since it is President's Day, there is nothing to go through when it comes to the market, so we can go ahead and skip that. And let's go right into the crypto markets, and let's go ahead and let's not beat around the bush here because we got a lot of things to discuss. Crypto market looks, kind of topsy-turvy as ever. Let's put the PC shot on. As you can see, Bitcoin is at about $95,000. And if you want my opinion, folks, I'd stay away from cryptocurrency at this point in time. I mean, ever since Trump coin, I think that Trump and Trump coin ruined cryptocurrency, and any dreams that the crypto bros had, he ruined it for everybody. So in my opinion, I think you need to stay away from this. And I know there's a lot of folks that are in the billionaire class that are trying to promote Bitcoin. But folks, in my personal view, I think everybody should be very suspect at them promoting this. And I'll get to that in just a second. But as I stated, Trump coin, the coin released right before the current president, was inaugurated into the White House, he decided to go ahead and do this. And by the way, we do not have, I'll buy that for $1 anymore as the buy me a coffee alert, okay? So it doesn't interrupt the damn conversation going. And Froppy, cheers to you. We're going to go ahead and take a look at yours in just a second, all right? So no more, I'll buy that for $1. None of that shit, because it takes too much damn time, and it throws me off whenever I'm discussing anything. So FYI, and cheers to, once again, Froppy. But once again, as I was stating, Trump coin ruined it for everybody. And let me tell you why it ruined it for everybody, all right? Now, I don't know if y'all are aware of this, but the Argentinian leader, Milei, actually did the same thing as Donald Trump. Did y'all hear about this? He actually put out his own coin just like Trump did, and it's gone to holy hell. Have y'all heard about this? I'm not joking around. The coin is called Libra coin, and Libra coin is literally what is getting Milei into a lot of trouble. And for all those that don't know, it was a coin that was promoted by Milei. I believe he was promoted on his Twitter account. And of course, all these crypto bros decided to get in on it. Here it is. Put the PC shot on. Milei pushes crypto token, then deletes the post amid fears of a scam. Now, I don't know if y'all know this, folks, but literally maybe an hour after the pump by Milei, all of a sudden, Libra coin just went down to nothing. It went down to nothing, and it's similar to what Donald Trump did with Trump coin, and this only, in my opinion, sours any kind of optimism for all the crypto bros that think that cryptocurrency is going to be integrated in some kind of decentralized capacity, because it is not. All right, it is absolutely not. Now, let me tell you, unlike the idiots in America who obviously don't care if they get ripped off, they'll buy anything that Trump puts out. It doesn't matter if they lose money. We are at that level of Yuri Bezmenov demoralization in this country. But luckily over there in the Latin American parts, they're not going to just sit there and take it, all right? And I don't know if you saw the crypto bro who calls himself Ape. Did y'all hear about this? The crypto bro that calls himself Ape came out and he was completely upset at the fact that he had gotten taken. I actually posted about this on X. Put the PC shot on. Here it is. Crypto bro Ape lost all of his digital wealth after Argentini's leader, Milei, mimicking Trump, promoted a meme coin, Libra, and was rug pulled shortly thereafter. And here is Ape's response to that. Go ahead and play it.
I'm broke! I'm broke! I'm fucking broke! I'm gonna find you! I'm gonna find you, Devs! I'm gonna find you! You rugged me! I have nothing! I have to sell my Rolex! I have to sell it! I have to sell all my shit! And I don't have anything! Against you pieces of shit! You rugged me! You all rugged me, bro! And I'm gonna find you! I'm gonna find you!
Now, as you can see, Ape, was what he calls himself, was a little upset that old Milei took him to the cleaners. But you see, this is the thing about young people. They actually believe that this is how wealth is generated. This is how wealth is accumulated, is by putting out a scam, producing nothing, providing no service of any sort, and you're just supposed to get rich. Anyway, that was the response by Ape. And look, Milei actually heard about this and has since, believe it or not, he has blocked Ape from Twitter because of the, the crash out that we just saw from Ape. Now, here's the update from Ape here. This is the crypto bro. President of Argentina, Milei, has blocked Ape after crashing out over being rug pulled over Libra and promises to go after Milei. Play this one. This is the update.
I've only got one thing to say! I've only got one fucking thing to say! I'm so angry since the president of Argentina wants to block me, since he wants to block me like some bitch! Like some bitch! I've got something for you. I'm gonna be on Argentina news all day tomorrow, and I'm working on something to fucking recoup all the losses, all the millions of dollars, the millions upon millions of dollars that you stole, that you fucking stole. I'm gonna fix that shit. That's all I'm gonna say. Follow me. Turn on the fucking notifications, because if there's anybody who's out for blood, look at my eyes, gang. I haven't slept in 3-4 days, bro. Look at my fucking eyes, bro. Look at my eyeballs. Look at them. If there's anybody who's out for fucking, I don't even know what I want to say right now without getting fucking killed. But if there's anybody who's out for it, it's me.
All right. As you can see, Ape not having too good of a time when it comes to this crypto situation. And this is how these people think they're going to get wealthy. They're going to keep all their wealth in this digital nothing and then move it around as new meme coins come around. And then what? Just rug pull everybody else? In meme coins, as in meme stocks, somebody has to get rug pulled. And this time it was Ape. Instead of him doing the rug pull on Schmucks, he got rug pulled by Miley. All right? And look, Miley is actually getting taken to the impeachment court here in Argentina because of this. It is a major scandal. Why it's not a scandal for Donald Trump in this country, I have no idea. But as I stated, and I'm going to keep repeating this, we are at the level of what Yuri Bezmenov described as the last level of demoralization. And that's what we're witnessing right now in America. Put the PC shot on. I want to say what's going on to Froppy. He said, Meme Magic, Chester Bennington's son, Draven, came out as a transgender today. So safe to assume she listens to your show. Great. Thank you, Froppy. And then he said, this is your fault, by the way. What are you talking about, the crypto crap? I told everybody to abandon ship a long time ago, all right? I mean, I think everybody should have seen that there was something rotten in Denmark when it came to the crypto situation right after they started putting out this NFT nonsense. All right, when I saw that we had this NFT nonsense, I knew that there was something rotten in Denmark, and it's been a scam ever since. You know it and I know it. It's been a scam ever since. So anyway, with that being said, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the crux of what we're going to be discussing today, and that is the domestic politics. Now, let me tell you something, folks. The more that days go by, it's either Musk and Trump are either completely incompetent, which I don't believe is the case, or they are purposely trying to kamikaze America into the ground so that we are no longer a superpower on the international community. And there's a bunch of different motives on why both of these individuals would want to do this. I mean, when it comes to Musk, he wants to reestablish a new market. I mean, he got himself, hundreds of billions juicing the American market of a merely, 350 million population? Just imagine if Musk dominates the Chinese, all right, all that population, that market. Just imagine if he dominates the Russian market, the Indian market. I mean, do you understand that the broligarchs, all right, the PayPal mafia, whatever you want to refer to them as, they're trying to use America so that they become the globalists. All right, and what are they doing? How are they doing this? They're doing this through this unelected bullshit Doge bullshit. All right, now let's go back to February 15th. Doge screws up. All right, they actually are doing all kinds of dumb shit because these are ran by 18 to 24-year-old brats. And all they're doing is running our data into AI to supposedly find these anomalies, which, don't get me wrong, everybody wants to make sure that the fat and all the fraud is exposed. All right, everybody wants that. But the unfortunate part about it is the method in which this is being unearthed is not only unconstitutional, but it withers away the institutions, the fabric of what our forefathers created, which was a separation of powers. Now, this Doge group, whatever you want to call them, they're not geniuses as Trump tries to claim they are. They're just young, very susceptible, absent-minded people that are going and just taking data and putting it into an AI model. And in the process, they are using the data that's spit out from the AI model in order to give, I hope, to higher authorities in order to give them the, credibility to fire whoever they need to fire. And the bad part about it is, they're firing all kinds of weird people. First and foremost, they're posting classified data on this Doge site. Did y'all see this? Doge leaks secret information about intelligence agencies on its website. So, unfortunately, even though Trump and Musk are calling these 18 to 24-year-olds a bunch of geniuses, they're not as genius as they claim to be. And they're putting all of our information in not only a vulnerable situation as it relates to being leaked on this Doge website, But folks, I question, where is all of our data that is being fed into these AI models? Where is it being stored? Where is it being sent to? Because it's no longer a part of the government system. Now that Doge, which is an unelected group, is coming in and aggregating all this data, where exactly is it? And look, I tweeted at Doge earlier today in an attempt to try to ask them that very question. And of course, I have not gotten an answer. But everybody who is, I was commenting on that particular tweet realizes what I'm talking about. All right, they realize what I'm talking about. And here it is. Put the PC shot on. And everybody who's doing a buy me a coffee, I'll read it here in a few. I go, hey, Doge, admit that all you're doing is feeding our data into an AI model that is really finding all this waste. What I and everyone would like to know is, where is this data now being stored? China, perhaps? And it's almost as if they don't care. You know, if you know that it could be in China, it's almost as if they don't care. So, folks, this is what's really scary about this whole situation, is that nobody seems to realize that even though I applaud all the fraud that's being exposed by this illegal institution, in the end, it's an illegal institution. All right, and they're not even being careful with our data, for Christ's sake. And not only are they not being careful with our data, they're firing people that shouldn't be fired. Did you hear about this? All right, this is on February 15. Doge screws up. All right, the Department of Energy is desperate to rehire the fired nuke experts that Doge fired. All right? I mean, you've got to be fucking kidding me. They fired nuke experts, and guess what? If you go up here, to the next day, they can't find these experts. Take a look at this. Trump can't reach fired nuke experts, and they still can't find them. All right? I mean, and that's just one instance of incompetence by Doge, because the whole idea of Doge is not to cut spending. It's not to fire employees. It's to aggregate the data so that whoever is in control of that data becomes God. Do you understand that? That's what this is all about. So once again, we got nuke experts that are overseeing the nuclear stockpile that are missing thanks to Doge. All right, I mean, give me a break, man. They fired the CDC's disease detectives. So, you know, I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, the CDC doesn't really have a good track record here in the past 4 or 5 years. But, you know, fires the disease detectives. No agency is going unpurged. All right? Take a look. Here are the agencies purging federal workers right here. Let's just go breeze through them. We got the Interior Department, 2,300 employees fired. All right. Department of Veteran Affairs, over 1,000 employees fired. EPA, 400 workers fired. The Health and Human Services, about 5,200 on probationary employees and about 1,300 expected to be fired. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, 100 employees were fired, probably more now. U.S. Department of Agriculture, 2,400 employees are fired. The Department of Education, which, look, as much as all this cutting sounds bad, I have no fucking sympathy for any of these bureaucrats that are being fired. I am in no way trying to defend their job. I actually agree with what's going on. The problem is, it's going against our Constitution. It's going against what our government stands for, and nobody is talking about it. All right? Nobody is talking about it. Everybody's like, yay, spaghetti. And all Musk and Trump are doing is giving you people smoke screens in order for you not to focus on the fact that what they're doing is illegal. All right? 100 employees from the Small Business Administration fired. And look, I'm not against all these firings. I'm not. But if Trump was really in charge, why does he need Elon Musk, his biggest campaign contributor, to be in charge of doing this? I mean, shouldn't he have the ability to anoint people in these cabinet positions and have them do this job? I mean, give me a fucking break. I'm not against the firings, but shouldn't it be the head of the cabinet doing these audits? Shouldn't it be the head of the cabinet, chopping the fat? Where and what authority does Elon Musk and Doge, a bunch of 18 and 24-year-old idiots, what authority do they have to do this? And you see, nobody can explain that authority because it doesn't exist. It goes against our Constitution. It goes against our principles. And I'm surprised that nobody is having a problem with it. Anyway, let me go ahead and take a look at some of these Buy Me a Coffees here. Jack is okay. Clearly, you aren't ignoring the trolls on Twitter. If you went out of your way to block me, dance for my shekels and unblock me. Well, you know what? I'm going to make this clear right now. All you trolls that troll me on Twitter, I'm ignoring your asses. I'm blocking your asses, all right? This is serious times. I know that you morons are not going to face up the facts until it finally hits you when the neat bucks are taken away from you, when you have to go out and get a job, and there ain't no jobs out here except the ones that were vacated by the deported Mexicans, all right? So, unfortunately, you are going to have to experience that because you people are that stupid. And I am unblocking any of you trolls. You people are trash, all right? Go stick to the Ghost Show, all right? I don't want to see you on any of the social media outside of the damn show, you piece of crap. Anyway, we got Anime Capitalist. Since it's Black History Month, time to honor a few blacks. Sean King, George Floyd, Harambe, Rachel Dolezal, Caesar from the 8 movies. I don't acknowledge that. And we've got Jatario. You called them urinal cakes. Where can I pee on them? Yeah, I know what you're talking about when I called these trolls what they were. Used urinal cake curators is what these trolls are. All right? And J-Sev, I hope you get on a plane real soon. With all the air traffic controllers getting canned, you deserve it. See, so now they're threatening my life now. That's great. And then here's Cheers Drunkler with a ZZZZ. Well, then get out of here. All right? I don't give a shit. It's time to talk serious. All right? It's time to talk serious. Anyway, put the PC shot on. What's really concerning about all these firings is that it's coming in time with a lot of layoffs going on in America today. There's a lot of massive layoffs in the private sector. I mean, what is it, that Joann Fabrics? I mean, that is closing all its 400 locations or whatever the hell it is. I mean, you've got J.C. Penney shutting down half of its locations. You got a lot of people being laid off just in the past 3 to 4 or 5 months alone, and then you're going to add all these people into the pool of unemployment? And then, on top of that, you're going to deport all the Mexicans that are picking the crops that are out there, picking the agriculture and tending to the livestock. You're going to go ahead and deport them. So we're going to have a job situation in the agricultural and livestock sectors. I mean, this is headed for a disaster. This is headed for a disaster, and you people can't see it, and you all are going to see, you're going to see it soon enough, unfortunately, all right? Now, once again, Trump and Musk know that what they're doing is very delicate. Now, I don't know if you saw this. They got, of course, one of their lackeys to give them an interview, none other than Sean Hannity. And the reason that they had to do this interview is because, as I told you on the last show before these trolls pissed me off, is that Musk humiliated Trump. Humiliated Trump. You have never seen somebody, no matter how rich they are, give their own speech, their own press conference in the damn Oval Office of the White House as the president just sits there like a moron. Nobody's ever done that. And then you've got this little brat kid of Elon Musk picking his nose, putting it on the desk, telling fucking Trump to shut his mouth, telling Trump that he's not the president. It was a humiliating situation, and this little Trump-Musk interview was nothing more than damage control. Here, let's hear a little snippet of it, all right? Let's hear a little snippet of it here. Go ahead and play it.
You're both aware, you have to be keenly aware, that the media and the punditry class, not that, you know, I think you've proven they have no power anymore because they threw everything they had at you and they didn't win.
Now, I want you to hear what Trump says here, okay? Because it's a very weird thing. I mean, he's almost telling you the truth. This is what these people do. And notice, Elon Musk has to be here with his hand up his ass, making sure Trump says what he's supposed to say. Play it.
And that was, the New York Times, Washington Post, 3 networks, every late night comedy show, 2 cable channels. They just threw everything, lawfare, weaponization.
True.
And now I see they want you two to start. They want a divorce. They want you two to start hating each other.
Divorce?
And they try. Oh, President Elon Musk, for example. You do know that they're doing that to you.
Oh, I see it all the time. They tried it, then they stopped. That wasn't. They have many different things of hatred. Actually, Elon called me. He said, they're trying to drive us apart. I said, absolutely.
They're trying to drive us apart.
We have breaking news. Donald Trump has ceded control of the presidency to Elon Musk. President Musk will be attending a cabinet meeting tonight at 8 o'clock. And I say, It's just so obvious. They're so bad at it. I used to think they were good at it. They're actually bad at it.
Now, he's talking about the media. I used to think they were good at it, but they're bad at it. And listen to what he says right here. Listen closely.
Because if they were good at it, I'd never be president. Because I think nobody...
If they were good at it, I'd never be president. Let's hear that one more again. All right? Why the fuck would he say that?
Bad at it. I used to think they were good at it. They're actually bad at it. Because if they were good at it, I'd never be president. Because I think nobody in history has ever gotten more bad publicity.
He caught himself there.
I could do the greatest things. I get 98% bad publicity. I could do, outside of you and a few of your very good friends, it's like the craziest thing. But you know what I have learned, Elon? The people are smart. They get it.
Yeah, they do, actually.
They get it. They really see what's happening.
No. You're idiots that you've demoralized to the point in which they are at the last levels of demoralization get it. Those of us that understand that we need to preserve the Constitution, we need to preserve America, we get what you people are doing, all right? And I'm going to explain what they're doing, all right? I'm going to explain what they're doing. Let me get to these buy me a coffees that have come in here, and let's move on because this is serious stuff. Put the PC shot on. We've got JSEF. I'm not threatening your life. It's a satirical inevitability when you fire ATC people, die in aircraft accidents. But yeah, you totally deserve to be fired. Go hop on a plane. Thanks for nothing. And then we got Cheers Drunkler. You're not the real talent here. The engineer is. You need to go away. Fuck you, quoting that little brat X. Get out of here. And then we got Jeffrey Gostein. I've been waiting for that one. There's his daily. Will you service my schmeckle? There we go. All right, there. We got it out of the way. But anyway, why is, and I told you this was all going to happen. Go back to the archive, whether it's on Rumble or YouTube. Go back to when the assassination attempt on Trump happened. All right? It was only a couple of days right before the GOP convention. And when I saw that Donald Trump, nominated J.D. Vance as his vice president, I told you right there that the PayPal mafia was in control of Trump and that he was not going to do anything that he says he's going to do for you. He's going to do everything for the PayPal mafia. And what is the PayPal mafia doing right now? Well, folks, the PayPal mafia is trying to take control of the entire American government at every system possible. And what they're trying to do is they're going to aggregate this data. They're going to put it into a goddamn AI model. And I'd like to know, and this is the very important question that everybody should be asking, where is all this data being stored? All right, because I don't think that it's being stored here in America. And there's a lot of evidence that suggests that he's sending all this data that he's aggregating from every one of these agencies and putting it in China's hands. And you know, what's really, really scary at this point is they're auditing everything. Now, all of a sudden, Elon Musk wants to audit the Federal Reserve. They want to audit the Federal Reserve. Now, I know this is a very touchy issue for people. But let me explain why this is a very bad idea, especially for these groups of people to do so. First and foremost, why is it that every billionaire is all of a sudden let bygones be bygones and all became buddy-buddy this election cycle in 2024? I'm talking Elon Musk. I'm talking Mark Zuckerberg, the fucking Bezos, the CEO of Microsoft, Bill Gates. They're all colluding. All right? They're all colluding behind this bullshit. Why? Because what is happening here is the same thing that happened post-industrial revolution that created this organization called the Federal Reserve. Now, let me give you a little bit of a history lesson here. All right, in the American Revolution, which happened around early to mid 1800s, is when we saw our American Industrial Revolution, meaning that machines started taking the place of human labor. And when that happened, all of a sudden, rapid facilitation into an industrial modern state happened. Okay? And cheers to Matt for 3 beers. Cheers to you, man. And when that happened, folks, a lot of people became employed. It was a really boom cycle. And people like Andrew Carnegie and J.P. Morgan and the Vanderbilts and the Harrimans and the Rockefellers, these people boomed. I mean, they were the ones creating all industry. Harriman was putting down the railroad tracks. Carnegie was creating the steel. Rockefeller was delivering the oil. This was the biggest time of a leap forward in economy when it comes to America. Now, the unfortunate byproduct of that was at around the 1800s to about the 1950s, 1920s. That's when the post-industrial revolution happened. And when the post-industrial revolution happened, you had a bunch of disenchanted people that once upon a time worked in these industries. They worked in these industries, and because the post-industrial revolution tapped out, all these people were unemployed. And these people that were unemployed, these were people with trades. These are people that worked the steel mills. These are people that worked in these integral parts of what became the Industrial Revolution. They were disenchanted. They had nothing. And some of our biggest forms of leftism and anarchism and socialism and communism came from this era between 1880 to about 1920. And what I find very ironic is that Trump, he has invoked the name of President McKinley, all right, which was president in the 1890s. And I find it ironic that he invokes President McKinley because President McKinley got assassinated. President McKinley got assassinated. Why? Because of the disenchanted people that were out of work and the disproportionate amount of wealth that was all centralized in the post-industrial, the industrialists, the Carnegies and the J.P. Morgans, the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, the Harrimans. They had all the money. Okay, so there wasn't money circulating during the time of the post-industrial revolution. There was a lot of disenchanted people that were out there starving. And that induced people to become radicalized, and that's why President McKinley got assassinated. Now, when President McKinley got assassinated, and cheers to Duke Orville with the 10 subs over there at Rumble, man, cheers to you. But when President McKinley got assassinated, that's when a man by the name of Teddy Roosevelt came into power. And when Teddy Roosevelt came into power, he actually went after these people, the industrialists, and he became known as the trust buster in order to bust these trusts, in order to prevent the monopolization of currency. And you see, in his first term, he was actually successful, and then he fulfilled another term where he was successful, and he could have technically gone to a third term, Teddy Roosevelt, but he decided not to, and he trusted that his predecessor, Taft, would continue to do his particular policy into his presidency, which Taft did not. Taft did not, so as a result, when Taft was up for re-election, that's when Teddy Roosevelt wanted to run against Taft. And because the GOP or the Republican Party were all in sync with Taft, that's when Teddy Roosevelt decided, well, I'm going to run against Taft and another party called the Bull Moose Party. And then when they ran for president, they canceled each other out, unfortunately. That's what happens. And then the Democrats had elected a president that was the first progressive president ever, the first PhD ever in Woodrow Wilson, okay? And in Woodrow Wilson, this is where the industrialists saw an opportunity to be able to monopolize the money. So what they did is they, obviously through whatever means persuasive necessary, whether it's financial or intellectual or whatever, they persuaded Woodrow Wilson to sign the Federal Reserve Charter in 1913. Now, what is the Federal Reserve? The Federal Reserve is a private entity. All right? The Federal Reserve is as federal as Federal Express. Now, who are these people that are the Federal Reserve? Well, they are the families. All right, the Carnegies, the Rockefellers, the Vanderbilts, the Warburgs, the families of the people that monopolized all the fiat currency that was circulating at the time of the post-industrial revolution. They are now the proprietors. They are now the proprietors of issuing currency. So they own the money. They own the money. So when they own the money after 1913, they created something called the boom and bust cycle. And we all know that every 10 years or so, the economy goes up, all right, and then it busts downwards. And then it goes back up again, and then it busts downwards, which has been the biggest criticism of the Federal Reserve. The biggest criticism of the Federal Reserve is that the boom and bust cycle is somehow demoralizing to mankind, or it's not an applicable means of production, or what. There's a lot of criticism to the boom and bust cycle. But you have to understand the reason that they created this system, I'm talking the folks that own the Federal Reserve, is because they have to inspire productivity in humanity. Because as much money as the Rockefellers and the fucking Harrimans and the Carnegies had, not all the money in the world couldn't conjure up the developments that came thereafter. So what they had to do is they had to encourage people to have children. And if you take a look at the population, the biggest boom of population came at the turn of the 20th century. Because the elites who controlled the Federal Reserve System, I'm talking the old school industrialists, they needed to conjure productivity in the population in order for them to have these developments in technology and in communications and in transportation and that sort of thing. All right? So with that being said, okay, the motive behind the Federal Reserve was to inspire the type of productivity necessary in order for us to get to modern day times, to modernity. Now, fast forward to today, where this guy, all right, this guy and his PayPal mafia now want to audit the Fed. Now, why is this dangerous? Because, folks, these people, the Federal Reserve, are the ones that print the money. Each and every dollar that you have in your pocket, the whole reason why it's worth anything is because these people print it. And I don't think people understand that if the Federal Reserve is audited, then that is it for the U.S. dollar's value. So whenever you hear these crypto tards say, hey, Bitcoin is going to be $1 million, you hear Michael Saylor and all these fucking idiots saying, oh yeah, Bitcoin's going to be $1 million. Hey, assholes! If Bitcoin happens to be $1 million, that means that the United States dollar isn't worth a goddamn thing. That means the U.S. dollar isn't worth anything. So then you have to ask the question, okay, if Elon Musk and Doge audit the Fed and then the United States dollar isn't worth anything, then what becomes the fucking currency? Well, you see, that's why all these billionaires are coalescing behind cryptocurrency all of a sudden. That's why you got Michael Saylor and BlackRock and all these people saying, yeah, Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin, yeah, Bitcoin, because they want all of you to buy into the idea of a digital currency. And you see, what's going to happen is that when these guys take over, I'm talking Elon Musk and the crypto bros and the fucking PayPal mafia, when they take over, they're going to use this new form of currency to control you beyond godlike capacity. They're going to have the ability to be able to direct what you can or can't buy with these fucking cryptos that they are going to put as the digital currency, the new currency. They're going to tell you what you can and can't do. They can turn off your ability to buy anything. They know everything that you buy. They will have a list of everything you consume. We're going into a technocratic feudalism that I don't think any of you can even imagine. I don't think any of you could even imagine. Because these people, fucking Elon Musk and the PayPal Mafia, they're not conjuring up this new currency in order for you to be productive, in order for humanity to be productive. They're doing this in order to control whatever's left of humanity once these people kill most of you fucks. All right? Because there's no need for you anymore. They don't need to conjure up productivity and humanity anymore. They've got AI to do that now. You understand? This isn't the fucking post-industrialists. These guys are technocratic feudalists. That's why you've got Elon Musk shitting out 13 kids. Because if he doesn't survive, he's got the money and he's got the means of productions. He's got the fucking ownership of AI models. He's got the ownership of all kinds of shit in order for his posterity to do what it is that he wants. So I'm telling you right now, the future as we know it looks fucking horrible. And when these guys take over, these guys ain't going to provide you a goddamn thing. They're not going to provide you a goddamn thing. All they're going to provide you is a technocratic totalitarianism that you can't even imagine. I mean, have you seen the theater of combat in Russia and Ukraine out there? Have you seen the battlefield? Have you seen how these autonomous drones, once they are targeted on somebody, these people, the targets, they can run away from these drones. They can go into a fucking trench in the crack of the ass of the earth. And these drones can end up killing them. I mean, you have to understand this, folks. All right? They don't need you anymore. All right? People that are a part of this tech oligarchy, they don't need you people anymore. All right, it's not like these guys, the industrialists who created the Federal Reserve and created the boom and bust system and created the idea of gaining from your labor. It's not even like that anymore. All right? With these guys, they want to control you like a god. And they don't need your labor. They've got AI. They don't need your labor. They've got robotics. All right? What we're about to go into is something where you, at least 90% of you, don't even need to exist. 90% of you people on Earth don't even need to exist. And these guys know it. So in my personal view, this is what this is all about. Elon Musk does not give a shit about America. He doesn't give a shit about you. He doesn't give a shit about me. This guy is a diabolical fucking Lex Luthor in real fucking life. And this is what we're dealing with here. And this is what all of you allowed into our lives, into the government, and all of our data is being aggregated by this guy and fed into an AI model. And none of you fucking people are asking the question, where the hell is that being stored? None of you people. None of you people are asking this questions. Unbelievable. But then again, you all fell for COVID, and you all fell for the fucking shot, which the guy that's now in power was the one that fucking put that shit in your arm, and you're like, no, you know what? It wasn't him. It was the Democrats. And what did I tell you, idiots? What did I tell you, idiots? During the whole campaign of 2024, I said that the MAGA campaign of 2024 looks a lot like Obama 2008. And I said, if that's the case, then what we're going to see is we're going to start seeing Trump saying everything that goes wrong, anything that goes wrong, it's Biden's fault. Because that's exactly what Obama did. All right? That's exactly what Obama did. And guess what? He's already starting to do it. He's already starting to do it. Put the PC shot on. Here you go. Here's Trump blaming Biden.
Prices have reached an all-time high. What's your
Which is what?
Egg prices have reached an all-time
Well,
high.
there's a clue. It was a long, before I ever got here, it was at an all-time. This didn't, remember, I've been here for 3 weeks. And when you saw the inflation numbers, I've been here for 3 weeks. I have had nothing to do with inflation. This was caused by Biden. I had 4 years of virtually no inflation. So I'm just taking over. But I'll tell you what, this country has made more progress in the last 3 weeks than it's made in the last 4 years. And we're respected again as a country.
Respected my ass. Respected my ass. All right? We look like idiots out here. All right, we look like fucking idiots out here. We're firing our nuke experts. We can't find them to come rehire them, for Christ's sake. All right, I mean, now give me a break. All right, and then you've got Elon Musk over here. You know, aside from him being, you know, obviously having his hand up Trump's ass, obviously telling Trump what to do and what not to do. In the midst of all this hoopla with Musk about him, we need to procreate, family values, all this other bullshit, it comes to find out that Elon Musk has a kid with a bitch named Ashley St. Clair, a.k.a. Sex Laptop. And for all those that don't know, take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. Take a look at this. This is the broad. This is the Skankosaurus that Elon Musk has had allegedly his 13th kid with. And the real question is, folks, if a skank like this, all right, can get this close to Elon Musk, I mean, what the fuck does that say about our data that's in this fucker's possession? I mean, don't y'all understand? This is how the guy from former Project Veritas, James O'Keefe, this is how he compromises people. This is how he compromises people. And by the way, I don't know if you read that. I love big black, schlong. I want big black N-word named Tyrone to destroy me. This is the caliber of Skankosaurus that Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, got close to enough to where he's fucking, I hate to say, ejaculating inside this Skankosaurus. I mean, just imagine what a nation state could do. Just imagine what Russia and China could do, or probably already have done, and have on this fool, if this stupid skank can get this close to Elon Musk. And the bad part about it is, folks, is that Elon Musk is not elected. All right? This guy should not have any access to the kind of data that he has access to, but because you morons decided that Trump, has a good skunk head, or because you liked him on The Apprentice, or he's, some kind of subconscious idea of what wealth and American fame is, you idiots decided to put blinders on your peripheral vision and decided to vote for this guy, and all this shit is happening. And I told you all this was going to happen. I told you. This was not hard to predict, for fuck's sake. But no, you try to tell people that, look, Trump is not going to do what he says he's going to do. This reminds me a lot of Obama 08. And of course, you idiots are like, nah. Unbelievable. But you know what? I mean, Musk, who likes to all of a sudden, pick on George Soros, which George Soros had influence, don't get me wrong. George Soros influenced governments, but he wasn't at the Oval Office or on Downing Street inside giving press conferences while the leader just sat there like an idiot while his kid, all right, is picking their nose and putting it on the fucking desk and shit. All right, put the PC shot on, all right? Is Musk no different than George Soros? I mean, come on, man. I mean, take a look at this. Elon Musk is doing every conspiracy theorist, every conspiracy theorist said that George Soros was doing. Everything that George Soros is doing, fucking Elon Musk is doing it, and then some on steroids. And yet, what the fuck? What the fuck? Unbelievable. All right, look, I'm going to take a look at some of these buy me a coffees here. All right, we got a lot to talk about out here. I know that I'm kind of going on, and I know that some of you, it's beyond your attention span, but you got to bear with me here, all right? Anyway, cheers to Matt with the 3 beers, man. Cheers to you. Thank you very much, and I hope that you're having yourself a decent Monday, man. And we got the base department. So auditing the Fed is a bad idea, you say? I always knew you were a globalist bootlicking shill. Fuck the Fed. Listen, all right, base department, the Fed is what we know. All right, everybody works for United States dollars. Okay, as a matter of fact, 49% of the world's transactions are with United States dollars. Okay, so what makes the United States dollar valuable is that it's an independent entity outside the government's purview. And the reason we want that, well, at least in face value, there's a lot of criticism for us not to be in that, but the reason that we have this is because prior to us having a Federal Reserve, during the time when we didn't have one, the government would just print money out of thin air and we would end up being like Zimbabwe. All right? So when the Fed is audited, that means our United States dollars are meaningless. And if our United States dollars are meaningless, then what happens? Well, folks, we're shit out of luck. These billionaires, they already have the land. They already have the means of production. They have the machines. All right, they don't need the money. They've got all the fucking money. They want to own the money. That's why they want to audit the Fed. That's why these billionaires are all colluding, because they want to own the money. And as I stated earlier, they're not wanting to own the money in order to inspire mankind to do anything worth the shit. They want to own the money so that they can become God. Anyway, thank you, Base Department. Of course, some idiot trying to call themselves Kamala Harris. F you for that. And we've got the Silverado dude. Oh, Ghosty, another TCR had just finished cutting the grass, and I'm cracking open a Dylan Mulvaney second harvest in a few minutes. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're doing your grass. I still got to hire some new people because the Mexicans got deported that were doing my lawn. We got James West. Ghost is Woody Allen, butt-loving brony. Yeah, all right. Here we go. And then we got this Kamala Harris idiot. Just get to Radio Graffiti. We're not getting Radio Graffiti, morons. And we got Elon Musk is really living up to the African-American stereotype with multiple baby mamas. Oh, man, we don't have to go there. All right, we don't have to go there. Anyway, cheers to Matt. All right, cheers to you, man. Hold on, let's go ahead and take a look at the most recent post here. Hey, what the hell? Here it is, my bad. We've got Cheers Drunkler. Musk is doing what your audience... What? Musk is doing what you tell your audience to do, banging white women and having babies. Stop being so jelly. He's an alpha male. You're an idiot. You know that? You're a fucking idiot. All right? That's a troll right there. This is why assholes like this are taking over right here. This is why assholes like this are taking over, because we have these lackadaisical jerk-offs that have the luxury to live this nonchalant life that they live. I guarantee you, you ain't going to be living this nonchalant life that much longer. So enjoy, all right? Enjoy. Now, the bad part about it is, the front lines in trying to stop Trump and doing all this unconstitutional shit is in the courts. Now, the bad part about it is, now that the courts are trying to assert their branch of authority, because we have three branches of government, the judicial branch is one of them, now you've got Republicans that are a part of the MAGA movement trying to agree with what Elon Musk suggested, and that is impeaching judges now. Take a look at this. Republicans move to impeach judges who block Trump. I mean, you have to understand, are we still going to have a constitution? Are we still going to have a three branches of government? This is not what our forefathers had intended. The whole reason why we have a three branches of government is to prevent what Trump is doing, to prevent what Elon Musk is doing. All right? And now they're saying, let's go ahead and impeach judges that rule against Trump. This is unfucking believable. And yet, I told you all this was going to happen throughout the whole goddamn 2024 campaign. I told you. And look, I used to be for Trump in 2016. That was a different guy. You want to know why he was a different guy? Because whatever he said, he meant at the time, because he funded his own fucking campaign. Then after that fake assassination attempt in 2024, this past summer, literally the day after, the PayPal mafia decided to throw their fucking money into the water on this fool. And then as a result, he has done nothing but the bidding of all the PayPal mafia. Take a look at what he's doing now. Take a look at what he's allowing Musk to do. It's a disgrace. We're being sold out. We're being sold out, for fuck's sake. And of course, none of you people know about it. Y'all are like Deborah fucking Winger in the movie Urban Cowboy. You're getting your ass beat by your new fucking schlong head, and just to prove a point, just to prove your point to your ex, just to prove a point to your family, you're going to keep getting beat. All right? Just so you don't have to admit that you were fucking wrong. Unfucking believable. Unbelievable. And by the way, what did I say was going to happen once Trump started implementing all these tariffs on everybody? I said the first thing that these fucking people are going to do is they're going to cut off the food that they import into their countries. And that is going to hit farmers right in the balls. Guess what? U.S. farmers come out. We've been played for suckers. A farmer writes, with Trump and Musk driving U.S. policy, farmers have been played for suckers. Well, if you would have listened to the True Capitalist radio show back during 2024, I told you morons that this was going to happen. And you see, what's going to happen, folks, is that the price of food is going to continue to go higher and higher. You know, and that's the opposite of what Trump ran on. Most of you morons went out there to the voting booth in hopes that Trump can magically wave his fucking Trump wand around and magically bring down prices. He's not. He's not. So I hope that you were saving some of your money. I hope that all those stimulus packages that you got, all that money that was circulating when everybody was just spending like a fucking idiot, I hope you saved some of it. Because everything's about to get a lot more expensive, baby. All right, guys, everything's about to get a lot more expensive. I told you people so. I told you. And, you know, did y'all listen? No. You all thought you knew better when you don't know shit. And for all you MAGA idiots, I hope that this is a little bit of humility for you to recognize that you don't know a goddamn thing. All right? You don't know shit. Now, one thing I forgot to add, and going back to Elon Musk and his new kid, this broad, was it Ashley St. Clair? You know, his first reaction to the allegation of him having a kid with a skank was, whoa, whoa. And here's Milo Yiannopoulos, which I think I should be in jail for being a fucking weirdo. Anyway, Ashley St. Clair plotted half a decade ago to ensnare Elon Musk. And Elon Musk goes, whoa, hey, Elon, you stuck your fucking dingling in this skank. What, this skank put a gun to your head and all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay, I'm going to go ahead and do it. Get the fuck out of here, fucking Elon, you fucking piece of shit. And guess what? You want to know why he lives in Texas? Because in Texas, they cap the fucking child support at $2,700 a month. Look at this shit. Elon Musk, 13 child. How much does the Tesla CEO have to pay in child support? And if you go down here, it says Musk passed legal battle with former partner Grimes, further fueled speculation. Reports indicate that Texas child support laws, which cap payments at $2,760 per month for 3 children, could impact the financial arrangement of these cases. All right? So aside from this guy having these fucking kids, he doesn't even want to pay for them. This guy's the richest fucker in the world, and he doesn't want to fucking pay for it. What a piece of shit. That should tell you everything. And we're entrusting this guy with all of our information? We're entrusting this guy with all of our fucking data? Are you fucking people nuts? Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Jesus Christ. I mean, I can't believe this. Hey, look, Salman Rushdie, all right? Which everybody knows who Salman Rushdie is. He just got stabbed in the eye from a fatwa that was put out fucking 30 or 40 years ago on him. He's come out and said, Musk does not defend freedom of expression. He curates the discourse of the extreme right. I wouldn't even call it the extreme right. The extreme right is now the extreme left. Do you understand that? That's why we have this fucking guy. All right, let me show you. This is why we have this fucking guy right here. And I gotta fucking look him up because I don't have this fucking moron on any kind of a save or any of that shit. And just thinking of this fucking idiot makes me want to fucking puke. This is who we have leading the fucking Republican Party right now. This is who everybody thinks is a fucking hero in the fucking Republican Party. And when I show you this prick, what's the difference between this and the fucking fruits that they were showing on the Democrat side? All right? Put the fucking PC shot on. This is the new fucking leader of the Republican Party. This fruit bowl.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Pressler. We are here in Gloucester County, New Jersey. Now it's February, and we
look at this shit.
Already setting the stage because I tell you, I am spending the majority of my year in 2025. And Governor Murphy, we have a message for you. This November, on Tuesday,
this is a Republican fucking organizer.
We are going to flip the governorship from blue to red and elect a Republican governor.
What's the fucking difference, man? What's the fucking difference? You know, they were going to make this fucking guy the GOP chair. There was actually talk about this fucking shit. Scott Pressler, are you fucking kidding me? What's the difference, you morons? What's the difference between this bullshit and what the fucking Democrats were shitting out? This is Scott Pressler. If you don't know who the fuck he is, well, look him up. They were thinking about making this guy the fucking GOP chair, for fuck's sake. Listen to this fruit bowl again.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Pressler. We are here in Gloucester County, New Jersey. Now it's February, and we are already setting the stage.
Give me a break!
I am spending the majority of my year in 2025, and Governor Murphy, we have a message for you. This November, on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, we are going to flip the governorship from blue to red and elect a Republican governor. Let's go.
Everybody that's attending this fucking organization, you should all be ashamed of yourselves. We have no morals on the right. That's why I'm telling you, if this is the new right, then, I mean, you motherfuckers may turn me into another direction. Because if it's the new right, then what the fuck is the difference? What the fuck is the difference between what was around for, what, less trannies? Now, you want more femmes than trannies? I don't fucking understand this bullshit. But give me a fucking break. This is the new fucking Republican Party, for heaven's sake. This is the new fucking Republican Party. It's a disgrace. We have no moral principles. We have no values. We don't stand for anything. Just like I mentioned over and over again throughout the 2024 cycle. Throughout the whole 2024 cycle. I tried to tell each and every one of you. And I don't know if y'all saw this. It's not just Musk. It's the appointees that are making us look incompetent. Did you see Hegseth? I may have showed this already. It just bears repeating. The Department of Defense Secretary was talking in front of NATO. And let me tell you, he's not beating the booze allegations, all right? I mean, I don't give a shit how thirsty you are. I mean, if you're in front of NATO and you're supposed to be giving some big, badass American speech, you shouldn't be boozing like this. I don't know. Look, there's one drink. And he's a known boozer. All right, he's a known boozer. Here's a second drink.
What concessions will Putin be asked to make?
Ultimately is guaranteed by strength of Europeans who they're prepared to back.
Like he's fucking drunk. He's fucking drunk.
Regarding the new defense investment pledge. When you and President Trump...
Pardon me, sir.
He's fucking drunk.
We're going to take from the U.S. is Logan Rattick from Newsmax, please.
Oh, my God.
From NHK, the Japanese TV station. Thank you very much.
Oh, my
about,
God.
China.
I mean, this is our defense secretary, man. All right? Look, it doesn't matter who it was. Even Lloyd Austin, all right, had a certain stature to him. You know, he talked with confidence. You know, he wasn't out there fucking looking for his booze glass and sipping on it every fucking 2 minutes, for Christ's sake. All right? And this is why I say we have a problem. All right? We have a problem. Let me get to some of these Buy Me a Coffees. Cheers to everybody out there who is hooking it up with Buy Me a Coffees here. All right? Put the PC shot on. We've got the Canadian. Hey, Ghost, I hope you're well. I hate to say this, but as I said before, the Republicans are going to end up having to impeach Vance and Trump out. I doubt they're going to do that. And bets that on Elon ending up in jail after this. Dude, I don't know about Elon ending up in jail. I think he's too big to jail. He's got fucking more money than sense. And that's what makes him so dangerous. That's what makes him so dangerous. All right? And we got Digital God with 3 beers, all right? And he said, hey, Ghost, here's the model. Crypto's real value is in its ledger system, which records every transaction and records it, and it's kept permanently and is always available. If we transition towards a digital economy, it will be done so upon that ledger system. That's what I'm kind of getting across, meaning that the whole entire world at the atomic level will be eventually recorded permanently and always be available. Much like God being able to see every detail of the past. Listen, I'm going to continue to read this, Digital God, but that's what I was trying to explain at the beginning of this broadcast. I was trying to explain that the AI models that they're using, that Doge is aggregating our data and entering it in, that's what this is all about. That's what this is all about. I mean, they're trying to create godlike technology in order for whoever's left after this technocratic feudalism that they create, whoever's left, they're going to be able to control in a godlike capacity. Anyway, now combine that with AI. If we integrate AI into every facet of life, it means that AI will need a way to communicate with other AIs of the work being done, but also a way to see the work being done by others as means of calculating what to do next. And the answer to that problem is the ledger system. AI will utilize the cryptocurrency ecosystem to express the work being done and see everything else being done to the world. Thus, regardless of who you are or who you will need to integrate yourself to the digital AI economy system, there are far worse further implications to this that will arise in the future. But for now, I stop my messages here. Cheers to Ghost. Been watching you since the teen years, and honestly, you've given me the tools to mold myself to the best way I can. Well, cheers to you, Digital God. I appreciate it, and I hope that everybody understands what I'm trying to say here. All right, what I'm trying to say is what is happening is a new pathway to a new civilization, a new idea. All right, and Trump is the facilitator of that. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's letting all these fucking PayPal mafia and all these tech people do whatever the fuck they want. And Trump knows all he has to do is feed you people lip service about trannies and immigrants, and you people are like, yay, spaghetti! So great. Great. Now, look, I mean, the only way to fight against this, the only way to oppose this is to be vocal about how you believe Elon Musk is an unelected official, and you have to go right at Trump's ego. Everybody has to go out and say, oh, it's President Musk. It's President Musk. I think people that are in the media circles need to say, when is President Musk going to come out? That's the only way that you're going to disband this. Unfortunately, I think the damage is done. I think the damage is done because all of our information is being aggregated. And if you take a look at the latest Ghost report here, February 17th, Doge is going to be given access to the IRS? Are you fucking serious? Are you serious? I mean, this is all of our fucking data. Who is this fucking prick, all right, who's the richest guy in the world, who has every fucking special interest or best interest into aggregating this data so he and his posterity own the world for the indefinite amount of time? I mean, this is fucking scary, man. And for you people to just be sitting on your thumbs thinking it's a great day in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood, I think it's a disgrace. I think it's an utter disgrace. Oh, so what? He gets the tax data. What? Dude, we once upon a time had something called privacy. I mean, what's next? Is he going to get the HIPAA laws thrown out? He's going to aggregate your medical data if he hadn't already done that? I'm telling you right now, those of you that love this country, you need to take your fucking head out of your ass, and we need to oppose this at all possible costs. This is a collusion amongst billionaires in order for us, for them to reestablish America into something that it can never be again. It wants to eliminate American exceptionalism. It wants to bring America down to the same level as all these other schmucks on the world stage. And unless we identify the fact that these people, in my opinion, Musk and Trump, are kamikaze in this goddamn country in order for fucking China and Russia to take the upper hand on us, then you don't know what the fuck, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And by the way, did you hear the EU? Let's talk a little bit of international news. Did you hear the European Union, which it's been blindsided by what the hell Trump is doing? It doesn't even know. Look at this. Trump strangles Europe with these tariff talks when it comes to Europe. Now, look, I'm no fan of Europe, believe me. But they're the only ones that we could count on when it comes to a coalition of the willing. And unfortunately, because Trump has taken the side of our enemies, which is Russia and China, and now we're sticking it to Europe, we're kind of stuck with our prick in our hand, if you want my opinion. I mean, we're kind of stuck with our prick in our hand. So Europe, I mean, because Trump is kind of acting in a very haste capacity, you've got Macron out here calling for an emergency European summit on Trump. And what are they going to talk about? Well, they're going to talk about what they're going to do in retribution to the backstabbing of what Trump has done to our interpreted allies. And what did they do? Well, if you take a look at the one of the newest versions, February 16th version of Ghost Report, they plan to curb U.S. food imports. Take a look at that. Take a look at that. And I'm telling you, folks, what's going to happen with this is that because they're not going to take our food imports, and this could stretch to other countries to retaliate, in the short term, we're going to have a massive amount of food surplus in the country. So in the short term, it's going to look like prices are going to come down with food, and I guarantee you Trump's going to take credit for that. But after a year of those surpluses either being bought at very cheap prices or left to rot because they can't sell them because they were expected to be imported and they're not imported anymore, the next year, the producers, the farmers, they're not going to make as many crops. They're not going to produce as many cows and livestock. And as a result, we're going to see shit go sky fucking high. And then you combine that with the fact that you've got this aggressive deportation situation with ICE and all these other agencies deporting all these Mexicans. We're not going to have the people to go out there and tend to the agriculture and livestock. So we're in some serious shit, man. I mean, it does not look good. It does not fucking look good for this country. Now, what was Trump's response to the EU saying that they're going to curb their food imports from America? This is it right here. Take a look at this. Go ahead and let them do it. All right? Go ahead and let them do it. Who gives a shit? All right? The American people can suffer. Who gives a fuck? Unfucking believable, man. I mean, not looking good. This is absolutely not looking good whatsoever. All right? And, you know, we got some people over here in the in the Rumble chat saying the American people will do the cheap labor. Well, I hope so. All right, because I think that would be good for a lot of these fucking losers that do nothing but wax their carrot, play video games, and obsess over pre-teenage girls that are animated, imported from Japan. All right, I think that'd be a good thing. That's one of the things that I'm actually for. But I'm just warning everybody, all right, because everybody thought that this was going to be a bed of roses when MAGA came into power. The complete opposite is happening, all right? The complete opposite is happening. So prices are not going to come down, and they're certainly not going to come down for food because of what I just mentioned. They're not going to come down because we now have tariffs against China, which is where we import most of our shit. So prices are going to go up across the fucking board. Across the board. So I hope that you people saved up, and I hope that you're ready to pay a lot more for almost every fucking thing that you purchase. All right? I hope you're ready for it. Hold on, let me get to these buy me a coffees here. Froppy, here, I fixed it. Dude, no, that's not how to fix it. Shut up, Froppy. And Canadian, fuck up the economy, cause World War III. Trump wants a third world war. Well, I don't think so. I mean, if Trump does want a world war, he wouldn't be doing this. I think that he's trying to make us vulnerable so that if we are confronted that we can be taken. I absolutely believe that all this shit is not just mere incompetence. All the shit that he's doing is not mere incompetence. I think it's being done purposely in order to eliminate America as a global threat to these PayPal mafia tech bros that are trying to take over the world. And that's my view on that. All right, that's my view. Now, Trump, if you ask him, like, hey, what do you think? I mean, do you think that you're overstepping your bounds? Well, take a look at this. Trump suggests no laws are violated if he saves the country. So that's where we're at this point in time. We believe, or at least Trump believes, that if his intention is to save the country, whatever the fuck abstract that means, that he has violated no laws. So that's where we're at this point in time. I don't know if our Constitution is even valid anymore after all this. All right? I don't even know if we still have a country anymore, for fuck's sake. I mean, are people asking these questions? I mean, do we even have 3 branches of government? I mean, who really is in charge? I mean, it's obviously Elon Musk. I mean, these are questions that need to be asked. And if you magatards, especially you assholes over there in Rumble, that, I don't know, I'm being raided by some magatards or some shit. If you don't see that, well, then get the fuck out of here and go fucking move to Russia or China, you un-American pieces of shit. The fuck out of here. If anybody is the fucking traitor, it's you. It's you and your fucking ignorance that allowed this stupid un-American shit to be elected. It's your fucking ass. Piece of shit. Fucking piece of crap over here. Around here. Oh, yeah, MAGA. Look at this shit. You're going to pay fucking up the ass for everything. All right? He's going against almost everything that he fucking campaigned on. And here you fucking idiots are, flapping your fat Cheeto-stained fingers, talking a bunch of bullshit that you know nothing about. So why don't you sit there and shut the fuck up? You're the reason why we're in this situation. All right? You mindless, stupid fucking morons are the reason why we're in this situation. All right? Fucking pieces of shit. And, you know, part of me is against this. Part of me is like, God damn it, these people are trampling on the Constitution. They're getting rid of our America as we know it. But part of me is like, well, Ghost, these people, even though they're trampling on the Constitution, even though they're kind of throwing America down the toilet, they're going to make these people suffer. You know? These people are going to suffer. And, you know, you're at the end of your life, Ghost. You know, I mean, you're in your golden years. What better way to go out than to watch these ungrateful pieces of fucking shit in America who just let modernity and freedom just slip through their hands because, oh, I don't want to go work. I don't like a wage cuck job. Oh, I don't want to do this. It's going to be great to see these people suffer. It's going to be great. So I'm conflicted here. I'm conflicted. Part of me is like, hey, Ghost, man, you got to stop them. You got to prevent this trampling and burning of the Constitution. You got to stop it. But then part of me is like, well, Ghost, who gives a shit? This is what these losers want. This is what they begged for. This is what they voted in. And if they suffer, don't worry about it. Enjoy it. Enjoy these people suffering because you shouldn't feel bad because they wanted it. That's what they wanted. And they're getting it, I'll tell you that right now. They're getting it. I'll tell you that right now. And, you know, while you idiots in America are suffering, Trump is selling us out to our enemies, all right? I mean, did y'all hear about this? Obviously, we knew that Trump was going to simp on Putin, but not this blatant. Not this blatant, all right? Now, Trump has arranged some kind of meeting between him and Putin in Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia. Now, unfortunately, Zelensky, put the PC shot on, was not invited. All right? He was not invited to these talks between Trump and Putin, or I should say USA and Russia, that's happening in Saudi Arabia. And not only is Zelensky not a part of these talks, all right, but neither is Europe. And Europe's like, what the fuck? We're excluded too? Which is a complete slap in the mouth to everybody who is an ally of America. And we're just sitting back. We're bowing down to Russia, which we have no reason to. We have no reason to bow down to Russia. None. And we're bowing down to our enemies. And you see, that's the only way I can surmise what is actually happening when it comes to Doge aggregating our data and then putting it in an AI model. Where that AI model is storing all this data, nobody knows. We'd like to know, but nobody actually knows. And why else would he be doing this? Why else would this entity of Doge and Trump, why are they weakening America? Why are they weakening America so that we can, bow down to our fucking enemies? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. This is why I'm telling you there is no explanation for this type of shit other than they want to kamikaze America for China and Russia. I mean, whose side is Trump really fucking on? All right? I mean, Trump sabotaged the Ukraine bargaining power with Russia. I mean, what side is he on, for heaven's sake? And I can't believe that nobody's asking these questions. I get it. You people are enthralled with the fucking image of Trump and all this fucking crap. Actions speak louder than words, asshole. Actions speak louder than words. And there's a lot of action here. There's a lot of action. Whose side is he on? All right? I mean, whose side is he fucking on, for Christ's sake? Now, the Kremlin, on the other hand, Putin is a little apprehensive on doing this whole peace process, even though he's playing Trump like a fiddle, because the Kremlin has their own worries that the fucking Russians will view Trump as a strong leader. You know that? So going to the negotiating table, Trump should know this. Why he's giving all this clout, why he's doing all this shit for Putin, I have no idea. I have no idea. I mean, I can only assume that he's purposely trying to ruin this country for these two entities, these two nation states. I mean, take a look at Russian state TV. Russian state TV praises the Kremlin for, quote, protecting Trump's reputation. I mean, it's all starting to come clear now, isn't it? It's all starting to come clear now, and that's why I think everybody that loves this country, if you want the sustainability of what this country was, y'all better start raising up, and you better start asking questions, and you better start calling your congressman, you better start being vocal, and you better start doing it now before America as we know it is no more. America as we know it is no more, and we're going to be bowing down to Russia, we're going to be bowing down to China, and I'll be damned if I do that bullshit. I'll be damned. I'll be damned if I do that crap. And take a look at this. Trump is already offering Putin concessions before the meeting. Look at this shit. Trump offers key concessions to Putin ahead of Ukraine peace talks. Are you fucking kidding? We shouldn't even be negotiating with this fucking asshole. I mean, how many times does Putin have to stab us in the back before we recognize that we can't fucking deal with this piece of shit? All right? He backstabbed George W. Bush. Remember, George W. Bush, after 9/11, had fucking Putin over at his Crawford Ranch. They were fucking shoveling hay together and shit. And remember what fucking George W. Bush said? He said, I looked into his soul. I looked into his soul, and I saw there was a good soul in there. He was a good man in there. And what? In 2006, Russia invades Georgia. All right? Then Obama comes along. Obama comes along with fucking Hillary Rodham Clinton, and they try to reset relations with Russia. And what do? They invade fucking and annex Crimea. How many fucking more times do we have to put up with this fucking stupid fucking Russian backstab before we start recognizing that we can't trust these fucking Ruskies, man? Good God! People are fucking idiots, man! Oh, my God. Now, according to an ex-general, which I concur with this assessment, they believe that they're just trying to wait Trump out. That's all Putin is doing. Putin is going to wait this out. This has been his shtick. This has been his shtick. is to wait shit out, and that the Americans, all you have to do is wait for the next president and see weakness and then take more land. This is what the fuck Putin has been doing. Why we're still negotiating with this fucking moron, I have no fucking idea. I have no fucking idea. Unbelievable. And guess what? Because Trump is showing all this weakness, because Trump is getting down on his knees and cleaning out the phallic cheese from fucking Putin, for Christ's sake, Putin is now threatening the West before the fucking summit even happens. Take a look at this shit. Give me a fucking break, man. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this shit. All right? If you people want to be a part of the enemy, that's your fucking problem. I don't. All right? I fucking don't. Piece of shit. Hey, hold on. We got to take some of these Buy Me a Coffees here. And cheers to everybody who's hooking it up with Buy Me a Coffee out here. Put the PC shot on. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these. We got Alfoxo Loco. I'd say calm down, bro. But this is the piss and fury I was missing. Even if I disagree about some shit, this is a breath of fresh air. I've missed this rage. Well, thank you, Alfoxo Loco. I appreciate it. Cheers to you. And we got Kamala Harris with a ZZZZ. Well, with that fucking name, give me a goddamn break. And we got My Cock, Globalist Ghost. If you give an F to the word phone book, then what does Faye... all right, yeah, you asshole. And we got Kamala Harris. Are you in a dick measuring contest with Hillary Clinton? Yeah, real funny. And we got Count Binface. I hope labor will grow the backbone and deploy the men to destroy the Russians. America is a useless ally and has forsaken its allies for the Ivans. Every Briton in chat, let us pray for the swift victory and hope that Russia and Trump get nuked. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that, for Christ's sake. All right, but anyway, thank you very much. And by the way, I'm going to be in the True Capitalist Radio member chat room. All right, if you like what you're hearing here, and look, even if you have an opposing view, if you want to have a serious conversation about it and have a discussion, or you want to be privy to these conversations, consider joining the True Capitalist Radio member chat. All right. And by the way, the latest card for this month goes out this week for all the members. So cheers to all the folks that are in the True Capitalist Radio member chat. I will be in there after this show. So cheers to you, man. All right. Let us continue, folks. All right. We got a lot of things to talk about. I know it's a lot of things to take in. I know it's a lot of things to take in. But this is where we're at. All right. This is where we're at. And I hope that you realize that now it's starting to, this whole fucking fantasy MAGA shit, the reality is starting to come in. And I hope that y'all start taking this shit serious. Now, let's talk a little bit about China. China actually wants part of this deal. All right, take a look at this. China came out and said, look, we want an inclusive peace to end the Ukraine war. And they also invited Putin and Trump to visit China, which I think is going to happen. All right? So after this summit that Rubio and the Russian envoy are partaking in with the Russian counterparts in Saudi Arabia, this is all to eventually have some major summit between Trump, Putin, and Xi Jinping in Beijing. And let me tell you something right now. I mean, if you can't tell me that this is not bowing down to our enemies, I don't know what is. I don't know what the fuck is. I don't know. This is like bowing the fuck down to our enemies. And if we have that summit, if Trump goes to Beijing with Putin, I mean, that's it for the West. The West is no more. Now, with that being said, a very funny thing was said at the Munich conference by the foreign minister of China. And the foreign minister of China at this Munich conference said that, look, if the United States go into conflict, that the whole world will suffer. Now, this is them trying to play the chicken switch because they know that they're in no position to be doing any kind of military conflict. I know they keep rattling themselves about this Taiwan stuff, but they're in no position to be invading anybody. They have a population problem. We've been talking about that, the little emperor syndrome, because of their own fucking social planning of the one-child policy. They have a situation where people aren't procreating in their country. They have a demoralization problem because China, it decided that it was going to force a massive amount of its youth into postgraduate education, meaning that most of China are highly educated people. The problem is that there's not that many jobs for these highly educated people. And what is China asking these highly educated people to do? To go back into the fields and pick the crops and be agrarians, which has created a whole demoralization problem in China. So China, in my opinion, it doesn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of either, because of the decoupling that is happening with the United States and China. That's why their economy is floundering. So they're in big trouble. You know, China's in big trouble, even though they're trying to show that, that they're still some big badass. They're not. Now, with us kind of turning our backs to the Europeans, China now sees an opportunity. You see this? China sees a wide open opportunity for China to kind of seek closer ties and closer cooperation with the EU and European counterparts. And you see, this is where we're going to lose, okay? Can you imagine that we now have forced our European allies to go closer to our enemies? Unfucking believable. I mean, all this in a matter of a fucking month. All this in a matter of a fucking month. Jesus Christ. And you know the EU is going to make a deal. You know the EU is going to make a deal. And that hurts us in the long run. That hurts us absolutely in the long run. So unfucking believable. Unbelievable. And yes, Europe is moving closer to China. They have no other choice. They have no other choice. Look at this. China, Britain agree on a roadmap of cooperation. This would have never have happened had Trump not done all this dumb shit in this past month when it comes to foreign policy. We are putting ourselves in a very vulnerable position. I had said this was going to happen some time ago, and it's all happening. And if you don't believe me, then go to the archive, either on Rumble or on YouTube, and take a listen to those old shows. I mean, this is exactly what I said this was all going to fucking happen. I said this was all going to happen. So there you go. And just a little side note. You know that Tesla is so powerful over there in China, or old Elon Musk is, that if in China, they're doing this in America, but also in China, if you criticize Tesla and its driving or anything about the car or Cybertruck itself, they're going to sue you. Take a look at this. Tesla is suing critics and customers in China alike. So, I mean, what kind of fucking ties does Elon Musk have with the Chinese? This is why I keep telling you people, you all need to fucking start screaming about this unconstitutional bullshit that Trump is allowing Elon Musk and these young pricks to do. It is unconstitutional, and it's going to wither away our country. You understand that? I mean, I already showed you that Elon Musk has already pledged to China the socialist principles of China. And he did this last year. And I talked about it at that time. Take a look at this. I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep saying it. Elon Musk pledges to enhance core socialist values in China. So does part of that mean aggregating our private data from our government, putting it into an AI, and giving it to China? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. But of course, you morons, you people don't give a shit. All right? You people don't give a shit. And by the way, why does it say here a bisexually lit billionaire? I didn't know this guy was bisexual. Well, you could have fooled me. Dude, it seems like everybody's playing for the pink team nowadays, for Christ's sake, man. But anyway, this is who has our data. Some guy who has pledged his fucking allegiance to Chinese socialism, and you people are all just, y'all are just going along with him like a bunch of morons. That's why I'm saying part of me is like, Ghost, they deserve it. These people wanted it. All right? That's what they wanted. And because of the situation in foreign policy currently, Xi Jinping, who has been against the ropes because of his incompetent fucking policies in China, all of a sudden is being remade because of Trump. Take a look at this. The making and remaking of Xi Jinping. Xi Jinping was, I underscore this, he was against the ropes last year and the year before. The zero COVID policy everybody hated. The fucking economic reforms has turned China upside down, for fuck's sake. And yet, because of what has happened within the past month, all of a sudden, China is being put on this big, huge fucking pedestal. Xi is now basking in the fact that now China is being respected in the international community. And it all came that DeepSeek situation. When DeepSeek unleashed its own AI and showed that it can create its own AI systems without having to use as much power and use as much chips. And even with the sanctions over the Chinese heads by America, they were still able to create an AI model. And that is what has created Xi Jinping and his new image. He's being celebrated as opposed to being chastised now. And it's all because of what has happened here within the past fucking 2 months, man. Trump has allowed fucking Xi Jinping to rise again. Same with fucking Putin. Putin was against the ropes. Now both of these leaders are on top. Because why? Because I don't know why. You know what I mean? I don't know why. But I think everybody out there kind of knows why, right? All right, take a look at this. Put the PC shot on. Trump eyes summit with Xi and Putin to shake up the world order. To shake up the world order. I mean, it's as if Trump wants to pivot the world order away from the Western powers into the Eastern powers. Why? Why? Because, folks, I'm telling you, the broligarchy or the tech bros, the Silicon Valley fucks, the PayPal mafia, they've already used whatever they need to out of this fucking country. All right? They've juiced this country of America as much as they can. They've got to expand their markets, and they've got to control more people. And what better way than going on the side, or at least the United States, going on the side of Russia and China, which probably both populations combined are close to 2 to 3 billion. And then you add India to the mix, which is another 3 to 4 billion. 4 billion people is what these tech bros, these PayPal mafia idiots are after. I mean, why do you think that Vivek Ramaswamy gave that diatribe that he did on X or Twitter about American work ethic and how we needed more H-1B1 visas from India to bring in the technology necessary into America? I'm telling you, America is no longer needed by these people. And you all are about to get taken down and be equalized on a world scale. No more American exceptionalism. It's gone. It's over. So enjoy whatever's left. All right, whatever's left. And speaking of DeepSeek, once again, I said that it's remaking the image of Xi Jinping. This DeepSeek, this AI model, it is driving economy back into the fucking Chinese stock market. Look at this shit. DeepSeek drives 1.3 trillion into Chinese stock market. It was a shock to our own tech bros that China was able to accomplish this. That's why China all of a sudden has pulled themselves out of the brink and has now become the equivalent, at least on a tech scale, as America. Unfucking believable. Unbelievable. But hey, what did I tell you during the 2024 campaign? I said that when Trump was elected, he's not going to make America great again. He's going to make Russia and China great again. And as you can see, the beginning of that process is starting to fucking happen. And while Trump is making Russia and China great again, he's going to raise prices for us. He's going to make life miserable for this country. And why? Because he doesn't give a shit. You people didn't pay him. PayPal Mafia paid him. All right? The fucking Elon Musk, the Peter Thiels, the David Sachs. All right? The fucking, these people, the ones that funded him, and he's going to do as directed. He has nothing to do with you people. As a matter of fact, I think Trump blames you people for not raising up and taking control of the government in 2020. I think that Trump is pissed off that there wasn't more rabble-rousers on his side. I think he's pissed off. Sad. You try to tell this to these people, they absolutely will not believe you. We are at the level of demoralization that Yuri Bizmenov talked about. Unbelievable. Let me get to these Rumble rants that I haven't read. Cheers to everybody out there who did a Rumble rant. Belligerent Brian, wasn't Meta working on a money system called Libra a couple of years ago? Very good point there, Belligerent Brian. Pookie, JFK tried to end the Fed and his head was exploded. Will something happen to Elon? I don't know. I mean, Elon's got big balls, I can tell you, but you got to have big balls to do what you're doing. Old man Frank, thanks for fatting up the airwaves. Yeah, fuck you. Belligerent Brian, don't we get to feel smug if we didn't take the clot shot? I say so. Sultan Czar, type 555 to deport the candy apple kid. And Sultan Czar can't wait for when the Chinese yuan takes over the world. Hail China. See, look at this shit. You see this? Anyway, we're reading Rumble rants here. Belligerent Brian, I don't know. Capping your child support payments is pretty fiscally conservative. He's conserving cash. He's the richest prick in the world, you fucking jerk off. What a moron. All right, let's continue here. We got more Rumble rants. We got Belligerent Brian. Pardon the stupid question, but how much food does the U.S. actually export to Europe? It's whatever it is. Even if it's a single-digit % of the yield of America, that's still a considerable amount of money out of the farmer's fucking pocket. And that's going to force the farmers to produce less the next year, which is going to drive up fucking costs. You know how it is. Anyway, Belligerent Brian, what benefit would it have for Trump to crash the USA? Listen, he doesn't care. He's at the end of his life. He's 78 years old. All right? I mean, he wants to go out as somebody historical at this point, and what better way than to flip the whole fucking world order upside down? All right? It's a history thing for him. It's a power thing for Musk. That's what it is. And I think that he's bitter. I think that Trump is bitter that there wasn't enough people that rose up to his defense when, the system was caving in on him. Old man Frank, I love the way Tubler pretends to know. Yeah, fuck off, old man Frank. All right, I'm glad I got through all those Rumble rants. All right, and I think we got somebody who just donated to buy me a coffee. Let me get to that one and let's move on here. And I'm sorry to be so long-winded today, but, I mean, these are serious subjects. You know what I'm saying? Put the PC shot on. We got Jack is okay. Oh, what's wrong, little ghosty? Are you becoming sensitive, little snowflake? First, you start blocking real Twitter fans. First of all, you're not a fan, Jack. You're a fucking troll. You're a piece of shit. All right? Then you get triggered by buy me a coffee sound. What's next? Get a grip, you libtard. And, oh, yeah, you're going to talk all that shit, and you're going to want me to unblock you on Twitter. I'm telling all you trolls right now, all right? I am not taking your fucking shit on Twitter. It's bad enough that I got to appease you tards on the Ghost Show, which I'm probably going to have a Ghost Show tomorrow or Wednesday. All right? It's bad enough that I got to do that. I don't want to see you fucking stupid little fucking dicks on my goddamn Twitter. All right? You fucking enema bag cleaning, Jared Fogle, flap tit fondling, fucking dog farting fetish having piece of shit. And there's Kamala Harris, true comatose radio. Yeah, fuck off. And Mike Hawk said, can we get a neutrino beams update? How are the voices there, Ghost? Are they convincing you yet? Maybe they were right. They need you. They need you for their think tanks. They have clearly proven their point. They told you before you started. You can't help these people. Do your best, but you at least do it for more coin under the table, under the winning team. My bad. All right, well, I've always told everybody, when I was out here doing these shows, I felt like neutrino beams were being, kind of beamed into my head. And, I had this voice going along, Ghost, why do you care about these people, Ghost? They don't even care about themselves, Ghost. They don't even care about their own children, Ghost. We've got to put cancer in the vaccines, Ghost. We've got to make the population no more than 500 million in the world, Ghost. I kind of understand where they're coming from now, all right? I kind of understand where they're coming from. Anyway, cheers to everybody out there who is donating, man. I appreciate it. All right, because this is serious business. All right, this is serious business. Anyway, let me get to some other international news. All right, I think we've talked a little bit about Russia. We've talked about China. Let's talk a little bit about Israel. Now, Rubio, I believe it was on the 16th, he actually went out to Israel, and guess what came with Rubio? Bombs from the United States. Take a look at this. Netanyahu vows to finish the job against Iran with the support of Trump. And when Rubio came into Israel, he brought along a lot of bombs. A lot of bombs. And you want to know why? Because I think that Israel is about to bomb Iran. Bomb Iran. And while Rubio was there, he reiterated that there will be no nuclear Iran. All right? And of course, he shook the hand of none other than Benjamin Netanyahu. And for all you MAGA people that are anti-Semitic, why the hell did you vote for Trump if you were so anti-Semitic, man? I mean, that doesn't even make any sense. I mean, did you hear what Netanyahu said? I think it was yesterday. I'm not even, maybe it was yesterday. No, it was the day before yesterday. My bad. Let me go down here. Did you hear what he said? Look at this. Or actually, it was Trump. Trump, U.S. will back Israel in whatever Netanyahu chooses. Oh, how come Israel gets this special favoring? Huh? How come Israel gets this special favoring? Maybe because Donald Trump converted to Judaism 2 years ago. Did y'all know that? Oh, yeah, he kept it secret, by the way. He turned to Judaism in like 2 years ago. That's why, if you take a look at his swearing in, he does not put his hand over the Bible. I repeat, if you look at his inauguration, he does not put his hand over the Bible. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and fucking show that for you morons that are going to be like, nah, Ghost, you're fucking lying, Ghost. You're lying. Oh, yeah? All right, take a look at this, all right? Let's look at Trump inauguration, all right? And take a look. He does not put his fucking hand on the damn Bible. All right? He does not put his hand on the Bible. Ladies. All right, put the PC shot. I'm going to turn that down. It's pretty fucking loud. Put the PC shot on. Take a look at this shit.
Gentlemen, please welcome Chief Justice Roberts to administer the presidential oath of office.
What is it? This was 4 weeks ago. Take a look at this. All right? And of course, it was inside because, I mean, you had half the fucking America and world's wealth in here. Look at all the crypto bros back over here. Now look at Trump. He does not put his hand over the Bible.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump,
look,
solemnly swear.
He's not putting his hand on the Bible.
That I will faithfully execute
the office of President of the
And
United
why is Melania dressed as if she's going to a wedding? What kind of symbolism is that?
States.
The office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my ability,
preserve,
protect, and defend.
He does not have his hand over the Bible.
The Constitution of the United States.
The Constitution of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
There it is. Yeah, there it is right there. There it is. So, I mean, is it a coincidence that he doesn't give a shit what the hell Israel does? All you anti-Semitic pricks that are MAGA, what do you have to say about this? Huh? Trump, U.S. will back whatever Israel or Netanyahu wants to do. Oh, that's great. You can't justify it because you're idiots. All right, you're idiots. Fucking morons. Anyway, once again, you know, I guess we're going to do whatever Netanyahu wants to do. I mean, that's the policy of Israel, for Christ's sake. Unbelievable. And where are all the anti-Semitic MAGA people? Huh? And by the way, Israel says that it's going to stay in Lebanon, all right? It's already said that it's going to keep a base in Syria. It's going to stay in Lebanon. Give me a fucking break. Oh, Jesus Christ. Huh? Where's the peace deal in this shit? Huh? Where's the aggressive diplomacy by Trump in this fucking situation? He does it. He allows Israel to do whatever the fuck it wants. Why? All right, where's the urgency on being diplomatic when it comes to this fucking situation? Unfucking believable. No, but guess what? All right, guess what? We got to fucking sit here and go round and round with this fucking charade with Israel. It's unfucking believable. Unbelievable. Now, look, we do have an idea on why we are being so friendly to Israel. And I mentioned it earlier. It's because Israel plans on bombing Iran. All right, and I think I had this here somewhere. I think it was in one of these, but it was a report that came out that Israel is going to be bombing Iran, and that's why we're so favorable to the Israeli situation when it comes to Gaza and Lebanon. So, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, what exactly do you people need to see before you recognize that, you know what, this may not be what I'm voting for? And you know what? Iran's response to this? Iran's response says Israel and U.S. can't do a damn thing to thwart our nuclear ambitions. So all this hoopla, all this bullshit, it's showing weakness. The fact that you've got Trump cowering and kissing the fucking ring of Putin. The fact that you've got fucking Trump going against our allies in the EU and Europe. Iran feels emboldened at this point. Iran feels emboldened. So I'm just telling you right now. All right, you people need to recognize that even though you've got Trump over here saying, yeah, I want to be peace over here with Russia and China. I mean, this guy still wants to allow Israel to do what it needs to do with Iran. And we will use, I mark my word, Trump will use United States to back up whatever the hell Israel wants to do. So for all you idiots that were out there, I'm not dying for Israel. I'm not dying for Israel. Well, here you go. All right. Where are you fucking people at now that we're talking all that shit? Where are you all at now? Fucking jerk dicks. Jesus Christ. And look, for all you people that are saying, oh, you know what, Trump, he's the anti-war president. He's the anti-war president. He's already did an airstrike in Somalia. Why the fuck we need airstrikes in Somalia? I have no fucking idea. It's a shithole. Well, now he has struck a senior Al-Qaeda official. This time, it's in Syria. Take a look at this. U.S. says it killed senior Al-Qaeda affiliate in Syria. Well, that's funny, because the guy who's in charge of Syria is Al-Qaeda. All right? The guy that's in charge of Syria is Al-Qaeda. And we've just seemed to gloss over that shit, which I find very ironic. And for those that don't believe me that the new leader of Syria is Al-Qaeda, well, here, let me throw something up for you so you people can understand what the fuck I'm talking about. If you look up who this guy is, and look, the name that he's putting out right now, the leader of Syria, that's not his real name. That's not the name he was using in battle in Idlib and going back into the Iraqi situation. That was not his name. Neither was Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden's name during the Mujahideen wars in Afghanistan against the Russians, that wasn't his name either. Osama bin Laden's name during the Mujahideen wars was none other than Abdullah. All right? Abdullah. All right? Hey, hold on. Let me go ahead and take this out. And this guy, this is the new leader of Syria, Al-Qaeda. And didn't I tell you that the CIA owns Al-Qaeda? In my opinion, Syria is going to be a thorn in the Middle Eastern affairs of Trump in the future. Here it is. Play it. Here's the new leader of Syria, ex-Al-Qaeda.
فأيضا واستطعنا أن ننتشر على رقعة واسعة وكبيرة جدا في سوريا.
Nusra was taking in money from sympathizers in Gulf states and from looting factories. Under Jelani, the group also kidnapped foreign civilians and took in tens of millions of dollars from ransom payments.
Yeah, at one point, Nusra, which had received half of its funding from Iraq, was actually sending money to Baghdadi. It was at the height of its game.
One payment to the Islamic State of Iraq was for $2 million. It seems Jelani didn't mind supporting Baghdadi, even if ISI was killing Iraqi civilians. But Jelani's success was a problem for Baghdadi. He wanted Nusra's territory.
These two men did not trust each other, and Baghdadi relocated to Syria to keep closer tabs on Giuliani.
Then, in early April 2013, Baghdadi announced that Nusra would be subsumed into what he was calling the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, ISIS.
جبهة النصرة ما هي إلا امتداد لدولة العراق الإسلامية فنعلن إلغاء اسم دولة العراق الإسلامية وإلغاء اسم جبهة النصرة وجمعهما تحت اسم واحد الدولة الإسلامية في العراق والشام.
Giuliani responded the next day.
نحيط لم يكونوا على علم بهذا الإعلان سوى ما سمعوه من وسائل الإعلام.
ورددت عليه بأن هذا الأمر مرفوض.
Around this time, Giuliani agreed to an interview with an Al Jazeera reporter. His face hidden, Giuliani tried to downplay the split.
Now, as you can see, what you just witnessed was the new leader of Syria, which is the Al-Qaeda faction of Idlib, all right, having a disagreement with Baghdadi, who was the creator of ISIS. Now, the creator of ISIS has since been killed, and that's why ISIS and Al-Qaeda don't necessarily get along. And they had been fighting each other in Syria, particularly in this area of Idlib, ever since the uprising back in 2011. It wasn't until here recently, which I had commented on many shows ago, when these factions, both Al-Qaeda and ISIS, decided to stop fighting each other and attack Homs, and went on to Hama, and then went on to Damascus, and ended up taking control of Syria. This was something that was surprising to me, because ISIS and Al-Qaeda are usually at each other's throats. Now, somebody is asking me, well, Ghost, if Al-Qaeda is a part of the United States intelligence agency, then why are we bombing Syria? Well, hey, they're bombing Syria and Al-Qaeda leaders in Syria, and they're bombing ISIS leaders in Al-Shabaab in Somalia, because Trump is trying to cancel the CIA contract on these entities. Okay? And why? Because these entities, just like they were used at the beginning of the year. Remember, I told you, right as Trump won the election, look up the show last episode or last broadcast. I outlined after that show, I wasn't melancholy because Trump got elected. I was melancholy because life as we know it was going to change. I said that we were going to see terrorist acts. We were going to be hit on our homeland. And that's exactly what happened right at the beginning of the year with that attack in New Orleans, where that one so-called ex-special forces went into an EV and ran down a bunch of people. Same thing with that Army Ranger. Almost the same day over there in Las Vegas in front of Trump Tower in a cyber truck, of all things. I mean, you understand that this is a war within our government. All right, and we're going to continue to see shit like this. We're going to continue to see terrorist acts. Mark my word, we are going to see a massive terrorist act. This shit that we saw at the beginning of the year was just a test run. All right, there's going to be a multi-level attack that's going to happen in multi-cities that is going to encompass either Al-Qaeda or ISIS, probably ISIS. And the reason I say ISIS is because that is what the individual in New Orleans tried to claim, at least that's what the authorities, that's what the narrative is, that he was a part of ISIS. So what Trump is doing, he's trying to go and eliminate anything that could potentially be harmful to him, his people, or his optics. And that's what's happening. This is part of the war within our government. All right, this is what's happening right now. And be expecting more of Al-Qaeda, ISIS attacks on American soil. And right when I say that, take a look at the next article on Ghost.Report. CIA, Al-Qaeda army is ready. All right, so this is already a warning. This is a warning right now to everybody who understands what's going on. Everybody who has the glasses and that can see. this is a warning that, hey, look, Al-Qaeda's army's ready. We've got ISIS fighters. I talked about it on the last show. They're finally admitting, which we all knew back in 2021, 2022. If you were listening to me, True Capitalist Radio during that time, I said that there was at least 9,000 or 10,000 ISIS fighters on the border of Afghanistan and Tajikistan. And if you saw on the last show, I showed an article where they're finally acknowledging that shit. So once again, folks, all right, I expect more terrorist acts. This is a war within our government. And don't be surprised if some crazy shit happens. All right? Do not be surprised. Anyway, before I go, I want to talk about a few conflicts here. There's some major conflicts going on in Sudan. All right, I don't know if you've been watching what's going on in Sudan, but the RSF, the Rapid Support Forces, which is in opposition of the current regime in Sudan, has now attacked a famine-stricken refugee camp just to show they mean business. And massive amounts of people died, killed, murdered. So a very bad situation has been going on in the Sudan. It's just getting even worse. All right? So watch out for these Rapid Support Forces, or RSF forces. They're the rebel forces that are attempting to infiltrate and take over Sudan. I'm not talking about South Sudan, because there's two different countries. South Sudan is actually protected by Western interest. Sudan is actually still trying to figure out what direction the country is going to after Bashar al-Bashir. Al-Bashir was the president, or was the leader of Sudan for a long time, until he finally got taken out for corruption, which it was about time. Bashar al-Assir was fucking stupid. Or excuse me, al-Bashir was a fucking idiot. But then again, let's move to Africa, the Congo. The M23 forces, believe it or not, that are, I believe, Rwanda-based, have taken control of major towns in Congo. Take a look at this. The M23 rebels advance into eastern Congo's strategic city of Bakuv. All right. Now, the reason that this is a very interesting scenario, much like what we saw in Burkina Faso and in Niger, where the juntas take control and ask the United States to leave, and now they're in control of a lot of natural resources, which the junta is attempting to try to facilitate into an actual society. Same situation that the M23 is trying to attempt to do. The M23 are attempting to take control of areas of the Congo that have rare earths and are mineral rich. And that's the aspirations of most of these rebel forces. Once they take control, they control the natural resources. Same with Al-Qaeda, what they did in Syria. Same with what ISIS did in Libya. So it is what it is, all right? Anyway, look, that's about it. I've already been on here for about 2 hours. I've talked about a lot of different things here, and I hope that, it wasn't too much for you. All right. I know that, this world is pretty bad. All right. But as long as you're informed, okay, and as long as you know what's going on, and as long as you attempt to be at least a muckrucker about it, at least be loud about it, you can take comfort in the fact that you can live your life and know, at least with a clear head, that you attempted to do something to prevent whatever the hell's happening. Anyway, with that being said, it's about that time for totally useless news section. And for all those that go to Ghost.Report, I do a post with an aggregated group of links like this every single day. Every single day. So if you haven't done so, please add to your bookmarks and add to your favorites, Ghost.Report. And if you go and visit this every day, you will get the world in one fucking web page. And I'm going to teach you guys how to read this. You've got the main headline of the day up here. And then on this block, this first block to the left is usually going to be domestic political stuff. All right, domestic political stuff. Then you go to the second block on the first line to the left, this column. You go here. Here you're going to have either weather, science, very interesting stuff, that kind of thing. You've got sports, which is not going to be too highlighted here at the bottom corner here. And then the middle column, you're going to have Russia, China, or whatever is the leading international story is going to be at the top here. It could be Russia, it could be China, it could be Israel, That's what's going to be at this block. But typically, Russia, China are going to be in this region. Down here, you're going to get some European news on this block. Up here is where we have all the Asian and that part of the world, the Australian, Pakistan, India news, right at this upper block here. Down here, you're going to have all the Middle Eastern news, all right, and African news, that sort of thing. And down here, at the bottom right-hand block on the third column is where you're going to have totally useless news, right here. Right here, totally useless news, every single time. Now, with that being said, let's go to some totally useless news here. How about, did you see this? I'm pretty sure everybody saw this. Whale swallows kayaker and then spits him out. Did y'all see this shit? Did a whale swallow a kayaker? It actually did. It actually fucking did. Fuck you, NPR. It actually fucking did. Take a look at this. Hold on, let me see if I can. Hold on, let me go to picture. Let me picture it really fast so everybody can see. Let me blow it up here. Hold on, I gotta go to it so I can picture it. Here it is. All right, stop the shit. Stop it, X. You fucking. Well, I almost said something bad there. All right, here it is. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now, here's the kayaker. Put the PC shot on. There's the kayaker, and the fucking whale comes out of nowhere to swallow it and then spits him out. All right, here it is. Look at this shit. Look at it. Whoa! Swallows him and then spits him out like bleh.
Sí, yo pensé que me había comido ya y que me había tragado, pero claro, yo sentía que quizás era una orca. Habíamos estado hablando de orcas poco antes, entonces tenía eso en la cabeza. Pero ya cuando salí entendí que
he can't believe it.
Que claro, probablemente
he said he's scared.
Era por
couldn't believe it was happening.
Se había acercado la ballena o quizás como para comunicar algo.
Agárralo, vete para la orilla.
Sí, yo en un principio cuando pensé que había muerto,
fue
como claro, mucho terror.
A lot of terror.
Porque
But there's nothing I could do.
Porque pensé que ya no podía hacer nada, ¿no? Y cuando salí y empecé a flotar,
when I started to float, I really got afraid that something was going to happen to my dad too. And look, his dad was out there. He was lucky his dad there to save him.
A tiempo a la orilla,
oh my God! Just imagine the adrenaline, man. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Well, that's our first totally useless news story. All right, guy gets swallowed by a whale and then spit out. Unbelievable. Let me go ahead and continue. Put the PC shot on. Here's another one. Doctor leaves needle in vagina during birth. Can you believe this shit? Woman suffers for decades of pain after medical staff left a needle in her vagina during childbirth. And it was in her for almost 20 fucking years, and doctors couldn't figure out what it was. Doctors could not figure out what it was. Unfucking believable. Huh? Modern medicine, all right? And this bitch didn't even, I shouldn't call her a bitch, but this woman didn't go in for anything, any cosmetic. She went in there for childbirth. For childbirth. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's continue here. Did you see? Hey, cheers to Mongong, man. Cheers to you. Thank you very much, man. Did you hear about this biohacker dude? This one tech guy. I don't know if you've seen this guy. I think he's like 52 or so. Oh, he's 47. Brian Johnson is his name. He's 47, and he's coined himself a biohacker. I think he's made his money in tech, but he's using his money to try to make himself look younger, and he has figured out a way to de-age his penis. I'm not joking around. To de-age his penis, and he gives you 7 key methods to de-age your penis. All right? All right, so you want to have a semen analysis. You want to have measuring erections. You want to have blood flow testing. You got to have urine testing, questionnaires on sexual function, and you got to follow health practices and have good prostate health. All right? So there you go. If you want to de-age your penis, all right, it's this guy, biohacker, Brian Johnson, telling you how to do so. All right? Another totally useless news that I thought was really ironic, influencer, all right, lost 30 pounds on a diet of butter, meat, and Jell-O. Can you believe this shit? And I also no longer fart or have brain fog. Now, I've been tempted to do this diet myself. It's called the carnivore diet. And the carnivore diet is you can have as much fat and as much meat as you want. All right, but you can't have anything else. Fat, meat, and water. And that's what this bitch looked like she did. She ate nothing but butter, meat, and golden jello. And now she's got no more brain fog, ailments that she used to have, she doesn't have anymore. And I've actually seen a lot of cases like this on social media of people that are a part of the carnivore diet and insist that once they got on it, they started losing a lot of these ailments that afflicted them for years. So I'm actually going to probably try it myself. That would mean I would have to stop drinking, which is a fucking, that's going to be a feat within itself. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, all right? All right, let's see if it works. Now, another one, conjoined twin lesbians share a vagina, all right? I'm not joking around. We're conjoined twins and we share vagina. This is how our sex life works, all right? Conjoined twins, Mia and Leah, 19, have opened up about their sex lives, revealing how they navigate their different tastes. They're both lesbians. How the hell can you be a two-headed lesbian? And if you are a two-headed lesbian and you share a vagina, who gets off? I don't understand that. And if you are a lesbian and you're being reciprocal in your oral fixation, who's the one doing the work? I mean, who's the one being the wolf in the wheat field over here? I mean, do you take turns? I mean, dude, what the fuck? What the fuck? I mean, do y'all fuck with each other? I mean, dude, I could only imagine. When I saw this story, I was like, good God. Good God. Anyway, one more, and then I'm going to get the hell out of here. Let me see. Let's see. How about this? Man chops penis off and puts it in a jar while on shrooms. Now, for all you people that claim that shrooms doesn't do anything to you, man, it just kind of opens your mind, man. That's all it does is open your mind, man. Well, here you go. Man chops up his own penis and stores the severed parts in a jar of snow after eating magic mushrooms. So for all you people that are out there that are thinking that you want to open up your mind and, maybe try to, tap into something, I don't know about all that now. And now he's trans. Yeah, no shit. Duke Orville. Cheers to Duke Orville, man. Anyway, folks, that concludes the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I want to say cheers to everybody who was out there who listened to this broadcast. And before I go, let me get to these last Buy Me a Coffees who just came in. And cheers to all those folks who hooked it up with Buy Me a Coffee. Put the PC shot on. Of course, Kamala Harris. I'm not saying that. You're a sick fucking racist. And cheers to Mongong. All right? Thank you very much. Cheers to you. And I appreciate it to you and everybody else who is listening to the broadcast. As I was stating, if you're a serious person and are not some stupid fucking troll, then follow me on X or Twitter. All right? Put the PC shot on. The name to follow on X or Twitter is The Ghost Report. All right? All one word, no underscores. The Ghost Report. It's my social media of choice. I know it is owned by Elon Musk, but I mean, it's probably one of the more free speech platforms, dare I say, all right? Dare I say, it's a decent product, even though he didn't create it, he just bought it. And Gino, imagine going back and forth, throat pounding those two. Oh, Jesus Christ, Gino. Anyway, Ghost.report is also another website that you folks need to take a look at. Hold on, there it is right here. I update this daily. I put a new Ghost Report daily up. It is an aggregated group of links that gives you the world on one fucking web page. So if I'm not doing a show and you want to keep abreast of what the hell's going on with the world, there it is right there, Ghost Report. All right, just go add this to your browser right here, ghost.report. All right, put that in your favorites, add that to your bookmarks. All right, I update it daily. And it'll keep you afloat on what the hell's happening out here. So cheers to everybody out there who is doing that. And also, folks, before I go, I'm going to be in the True Capitalist Radio member chat, and it's for serious people only, all right? So if you're a troll, don't even bother joining, all right? You go right here to become a member, and as I stated, every member gets a free trading card of True Capitalist Radio. We've already got, I think, 4 of them circulation. I'm about to send out another one this week. So collect them all, folks. All right. Cheers to all the folks that are in the True Capitalist Radio chat. It is a great chat room. We discuss very interesting topics, and we also do a lot of research. And by the way, a lot of people are making money on stock tips and crypto tips and all that shit. Did y'all see that AIFF play that I tried to tweet at you folks on January 29th? Everybody made a lot of money on that motherfucker. All right, excuse my French. All right, so if you want to better yourself, we're heading into a rough time in American history. If you need some support, you need some kind of pep, if you need some help, you need some information, that's what we're there for. Once again, go to buymeacoffee.com/GhostPolitics and become a member. All right, become a member and chill with us, all right? All right, become a part of the chat room. Anyway, folks, thank you all very much for tuning in with me. I may do a ghost show, which is completely contradiction of what I do here. The Ghost Show is a tomfoolery show where it's mostly a bunch of, dare I say, immature, tomfoolery type tactics. All right. So if you appreciate the serious content here, don't go to the Ghost Show. All right. And I'm probably going to do a Ghost Show tomorrow or day after tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. So that's why it's very important to follow me on X or Twitter to know when the hell I'm going to be doing a Ghost Show. All right. Anyway, with that being said, folks, thank you all for tuning in with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. Once again, don't troll any of my serious posts on X or Twitter or I'll ignore your ass. All right. And all you trolls, stay the hell away from True Capitalist Radio. Stay on the Ghost Show. That's where you belong. Anyway, I thought this was a great show. Thanks for everybody for being non-trolly. And thanks for most of the people in the chat room being serious. I appreciate each and every one of you. Until next time, I'm out of here.